Did you know that you could do calligraphy using just a pencil? In fact, the pencil might be one of the best tools for a beginner to start practicing calligraphy. Well, in this tutorial, I will teach you everything you need to know about pencil calligraphy. So without any further delays, let's get straight into the video. The pencil is a super underrated yet useful tool in so many aspects. The most obvious benefit is that it's cheap. It's probably the cheapest writing tool you could find, and chances are that you have a pencil lying around your house somewhere. However, when talking about calligraphy, the pencil has a unique feature. It can change the size of its mark based on the amount of pressure we add as we write, a feature that is essential for doing calligraphy. But that's not all. Another great benefit is that it has a much lower learning curve compared with a traditional calligraphy pen. I'm referring to a dip pen with a pointed nib. And if you have ever used one, you know that it's nothing like writing with a regular pen. So with a pencil, you can just focus on learning how to write the letters. In other words, I believe that if you start practicing calligraphy with a pencil, you can get better results in less time. So to recap the benefits of learning calligraphy using a pencil, it's cheap, it's versatile, you can erase it, sensitive to pressure, and most importantly, the low learning curve. The best pencils for calligraphy are pencils with a mark B or higher, and here is why. The way pencils differ from each other is by the lead, aka the graphite, inside of them. The lead can either be soft or hard, and it's usually marked at the end of the pencil with a combination of letters and numbers. Commonly, we can find the following marks: H, which stands for hard, B, which stands for black, which is soft actually, HB, which is hard black, and F, which is firm. Basically, the harder the lead, aka the graphite is, the lighter the pencil's mark will be, and vice versa. These marks are numerically scaled, which indicates how soft or hard the graphite is. Here you can see a scale example of the different pencil shades. When it comes to pencil calligraphy, you can use any pencil you want. However, I would recommend working with a pencil on the B scale, as it's easier to get more contrast between the thick and thin lines, which is exactly what we need for calligraphy. Personally, the 2B pencil is the one I prefer the most. You could also work with a mechanical pencil, just make sure that it's one with a thicker lid. The one with a small thin lid, like this one here, can really achieve a good contrast, and it actually breaks pretty quickly. Aside from the pencil, you'll need some paper, a ruler, and maybe an eraser, although I kinda rarely use one when doing pencil calligraphy. Another cool benefit of working with the pencil is that you can use pretty much any type of paper you want. If you work with brush pens or traditional calligraphy tools, you can't really do that. As for the ruler, we need it to create guidelines, which is an absolutely crucial part for calligraphy. I made a whole separate video about it, and I highly recommend you check it out. I placed a link in the description box below. I used a rolling ruler, which is just like a regular ruler with a wheel on the back, and you can create guidelines with it super easily and quickly. All the links to every single thing that I mentioned in this video, all the tools and everything else, is gonna be in the description box below. Before we start writing, we have to prepare our pencil tips. Grab your pencil and, using a sharpener, sharpen your pencil as you usually would. Then grab a scrap piece of paper and, with quick left and right motions, dull the tip of the pencil like this. By dulling the tip of the pencil, we can create the much desired thick and thin contrast. In this tutorial, I'll focus on calligraphy styles usually done with either a pointed nib or a brush pen. Styles such as copperplate, Spencerian, modern alternations, and even capitals and minuscules created with a pointed pen. Basically, calligraphy scripts that rely on adding and removing pressure as you write. If you're new to calligraphy, you probably know these styles as script or cursive. Here, I'll be demonstrating a modern alternation that has its basis in the copperplate script. However, these principles can easily be applied to other styles as well. So, the fundamental idea behind this style is, when you move upwards with the pencil, your strokes are thin, and when you move down with the pencil, the stroke should be thick. If this is your first time doing calligraphy, I would highly recommend that you begin practicing these fundamental strokes like this. Like any other skill, calligraphy is best learned by starting with the very basics and gradually moving towards more complex elements. Okay, now let's proceed to the basic strokes. The idea here is very simple. Almost all lowercase letters, aka minuscules, share specific shapes and strokes. Once we take a step back and look at it, we can identify 9 basic strokes that consistently appear in different letters of the alphabet. So the basic calligraphy strokes are the entry stroke, the downstroke, the underturn, the overturn, the compound curve, the oval, the reverse oval, the descending loop, and finally the ascending loop. So, instead of memorizing all the letters of the alphabet, we learn and practice these basic strokes, and then we simply combine them in different sequences to get the letter that we want. Here are a few examples. The letter A consists of an entry stroke, an oval, and an underturn. The letter M consists of an overturn, a second overturn, and a compound curve. The letter G is constructed with an entry stroke, an oval, and then a descending loop. I mean, you get the point. Few letters of the alphabet are an exception here, such as R, S, X, and F. There could be more or less of these basic strokes depending on the style. For now, just stick with the ones that I mentioned here. The reason to learn the alphabet using the basic calligraphy strokes isn't just to make it easier for you to learn how to write the alphabet. It also allows you to achieve a higher level of precision and consistency in your calligraphy. Another very important mention related to this is that calligraphy and cursive writing are two very different things. With calligraphy, you should take your time and lift the pen after each stroke to construct the letter. Focus and precision is our main concern here. On the other hand, cursive writing is fluid, faster, and doesn't require you to lift the pen after each stroke. Okay, now that we have covered the basic strokes, it's time to combine them and form our letters. Again, if you're just getting started, I would strongly advise you to practice the basic strokes before attempting to create letters. I have these color pencils, and for each basic stroke, I'm going to use a different color. This way you can see how the whole alphabet is constructed with these basic strokes. Once you get comfortable with single letters, you can combine them to form words and even sentences. I know that these drills may seem boring as hell, but it's actually the boring hard work that will help you improve your skills in the best possible way. I've created some free worksheets to help you practice calligraphy using a pencil. You can print them on any A4 sized paper. In these free worksheets you'll find the fundamental and basic calligraphy strokes, minuscule aka lowercase letters, and capitals. Both the minuscules and capitals have been divided in groups based on their similarities, which will help you with the practice. You can grab these free pencil calligraphy worksheets straight from the lettering crate. Getting access to the lettering crate is super easy if you're new here. Just sign up for the newsletter on my website, follow the simple steps, and immediately get a welcome email that contains the link and the password for the lettering crate. And inside of the lettering crate, you will find a ton of other freebies that you can download for free as well. And there you have it, friends. This is how you can do calligraphy with a pencil. It's not really rocket science, as you can see. Here is a quick recap of the whole tutorial. The pencil has a much lower learning curve than a traditional dip pen plus pointed nib. Allows you to focus more on learning how to create letter forms. The pencil is also very cheap, it's versatile, and it can work with any type of paper. You can do calligraphy with any pencil, but it's best to use the ones with a mark B and above. You'll also need a ruler to create guidelines. The two fundamental strokes are up thin, down thick. Most of the alphabet is constructed with 9 basic calligraphy strokes. We take the time to focus and lift the pen after each stroke, unlike cursive writing. The best way to learn calligraphy is to move gradually from easy to more complex elements. Don't skip doing calligraphy drills. Lastly, and most importantly, just have fun. By the way, did you know that you can also create broad edge calligraphy styles such as black letter and italic using just a pencil? If you want to see a tutorial for that, be sure to drop a comment below. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, consider giving it a thumbs up or even subscribing to my channel. This way you can keep up with my future and upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!
Whee! It's a rubber pencil!